The Highlands and Islands of Scotland is Britain's biggest beat.
I'm injured. There's a car on fire.
I've got 3 wounded persons.
It is really easy to underestimate the Highlands.
Patrolling 12,000 square miles of mountains, lochs and islands.
We're going to need a launch to be able to go out and get this boy lifted.
And searching for suspects deep in the wilderness.
Please for the dog, anyone hiding, show yourself!
The Highland cops must go above and beyond to protect their communities.
He realised it was human remains, so he came back down and phoned the police.
I think in the Highlands, the blue line is very thin.
Tackling traditional rural crimes.
It's absolutely littered with shotgun pellets. It's clear evidence that these birds are being persecuted.
And crimes that plague the nation.
Oh, good effort.
Bags of a white crystalline powder.
If you're getting one person off the street, then it's like you've done your job.
This series goes inside the UK's most distinctive police force.
We are close, we live in close-knit communities.
Right, let's go.
We look out for each other.
To find out what it takes to walk the beat.
There's monkeys, there's parrots. It's all completely out of our comfort zone.
And keep the peace.
You just threatened to kill it. Said you were going to strangle it.
In some of the most beautiful and wild places in the UK.
I sometimes feel that people think that maybe policing in the Highlands is the easy option, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Whilst we might not be dealing with as much criminality, then maybe our colleagues in cities, we dedicate a lot of our resources towards mental health issues, missing persons, mountain rescue scenarios. So it's a different type of policing, but we're definitely busy here.
In the shadow of Ben Nevis lies Fort William. Tourists visit from across the world. But it's also home to 15,000 people who rely on the local police to keep them safe. On shift today is Sergeant Katie Duncan.
There's no rhyme nor reason to your day, because you're responding to incidents that are happening all the time.
The first call of the day comes in, a report of a violent assault that's still ongoing. Katie and Sergeant Sean Knox need to get there as quickly as possible. Another police car is just ahead of them.
That's the first unit just arrived at the locus just now, so we're just waiting for an update from them.
As they drive, more information comes through on the radio. A man has been attacked by a woman.
Been a report that there's a young female there with a knife.
By now, the victim has managed to escape, so the cops go in pursuit of his assailant.
It's that block of flats there, isn't it? Hello? Is anybody in? Please. What's your name? She's admitted to...
So we can see them just now. You got anything sharp on you? No. You got anything on you shouldn't have that'll hurt you or hurt me? No. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick search, okay? You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say will be noted in maybe as an evidence. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Where's the knife? Where's the knife?
I don't have it.
Where did you put it?
In the kitchen.
It's in the kitchen. Is it still there?
A glass. Why have you got that on you? For an incident such as a serious assault, emotions are quite high, and sometimes it can be really challenging to try and get the information from people as to actually what has happened.
Did you locate the knife? We'll take it back to the car.
With a knife seized, Sean's attention moves to the victim.
Hi, sorry to interrupt.
He's been treated for a cut to his head.
You okay?
Yeah.
Where's your injury? Can I see it?
There, I think it started bleeding again right enough, but...
Okay, it's about a 35mm.
So that's a crack at it.
Okay. Are you in a relationship with her?
No.
Friends?
We were kind of like seeing each other, but...
Was it just used two in the house?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay.
She had the knife like down her body warmer, and I just tried to get it off her so she didn't do any stupid. And then that's when she just picked up the glass and just layered it off my head.
Right.
And that's when I just kind of like walked up the hole and it was bleeding that. So she was just kind of like walking up the hole with a knife and that, and I just kind of shut myself in the bedroom.
Okay.
And then my mate came down, got me out of there, so...
Right, okay, that's fine. I'll let my colleague just finish off the statement just now, but we have an ambulance coming to
okay.
here.
When we deal with any domestic incident, it's sad to see that a relationship has ended up where the police are involved. I think it's always quite sad when very young people are involved in it. But I just think it's really important that domestics are dealt with properly.
With the suspect in custody, the next priority is finding the glass she allegedly used as a weapon.
There's evident signs of a disturbance taking place in this kitchen area with the broken glass, and it's also where we found the knife. It's consistent with the witness's statement, though. I'm just going to retrieve as much of the glass as I can. I believe some of it's been put in the bin as well. That was a bit of the glass that's exactly described from the male that was injured, and there's blood staining on it as well. So.
421 from 121.
Go ahead.
Then, Sean gets an update from Katie. The suspect has described the knife she had as a black-handled hunting knife.
Yeah, received. Certainly the one that we've got doesn't match the description of a hunting knife. We'll maybe show them it and see if that's the one of the same, just to make sure.
We're getting new information in all the time. Some of the information we receive isn't always accurate, so it's important that we establish what is fact and what isn't.
That was the only knife that was on the worktop?
Oh, right, no, that's not it.
No.
That should have been majority enough, but no, that wasn't it. I could pop in and have a look at that if you want there.
Well, you could take him back into the house to try and find that knife, yeah?
With the victim's help, Sean eventually does find the knife involved. It's another crucial piece of evidence.
He's confirmed that it was this knife. It's not a typical domestic style knife that you'd find within a property, and it could do some real damage. You okay? Yeah. Just watch your head. All right.
A decision will now be made about what charges the suspect will face.
Okay, just come and stand here. We have calls regarding domestic abuse, domestic violence, once a day, 3 times a day. Every domestic incident is dealt with in the same way, regardless of whether the victim is male or female. The welfare and well-being of the victim is the most important thing.
The Highlands is a unique environment, but it has not escaped the scourge of drugs. For Inverness CID, disrupting the drugs trade is a never-ending battle.
Thanks for coming along. The intention today is to execute the 3 drug search warrants within the same block. This is a day of enforcement in relation to the Skelsenay County Lines group. They've been present in Inverness for just over a year now.
Detectives Ashley Templeton and Duncan Bruss are preparing a simultaneous raid on 3 addresses in the city. Their intel suggests that all 3 flats have been taken over by a serious organised crime group from Liverpool.
They're quite prominent in the County Lines, Inverness, Highlands world, and they're punting out a lot of crack cocaine and heroin in the area. Typical County Lines model, they'll utilise a number of addresses in order to assist them with their supply of controlled drugs, and after every few days they'll change addresses to avoid detection from the police. If we can carry out enforcement on a number of addresses at the same time, brilliant, because there's more chance of positive results. So this is a block we're going to. This is taken from the road, which as we approach will actually be the rear of the block. The area, it's built up large blocks of flats with no main roads really to get access to them. So groups that deal drugs that use that area usually have a good vantage point. It's one of the safer places for them in Inverness, and we end up there quite a bit. These are the people attached to the block.
Ashley primes his colleagues to look out for known gangsters. Several are believed to be dangerous.
He is one of the more prominent figures in the drugs supply world in Inverness. He has potential to be violent. We've not experienced it with the police, but people do say that he has been violent previously with other people, so he's one to bear in mind if he is there. Moving on, he is the one person that has shown violence to police. He tried to kick a police officer in the face. He has got bail conditions not to be in Scotland, and the other nominal. He's been caught a few times in Inverness now with controlled substances. Again, he has bail conditions not to be in Scotland. They are capable of serious and violent crime. These people are desperate. The drugs that they're holding is everything they have. We'll just fill her off into the teams. Thank you. We'll all get dropped off in the car park. We'll make our way to the addresses and we'll just force entry as quick as we can. Hopefully the doors might be unlocked for ease. If people see these vans, they know what's about to happen, so they might just put a blanket text out and then people start panicking. There's always a level of apprehension and an unknown risk within that address.
The three raids are carefully synchronised. While Ashley joins the raiding teams upstairs, Duncan's team breaks into the ground floor flat.
Open the door! Clear down. All clear, bedroom clear! Bedroom clear! Clear down, clear!
Got to caution you both at common law that you don't have to say anything, but from this point anything you say can be noted and used as evidence.
With the first stage of the raid complete, it's time to take stock. In the first flat on the ground floor, Duncan has found a woman at home with her two dogs.
Don't say anything. You say to her, you may note immediate evidence. Understand?
Upstairs, the second flat is empty.
Oh, my son is upstairs.
And in the third, another woman is at home with her brother and some youngsters.
This is ridiculous, man. See if you have a reason.
Well, it's all going to be explained to you. Like I said, there is a reason. We don't just randomly go into people's houses.
There's a reason. Burst into my...
Stage one of the raid is complete, but for Ashley, the job of gathering evidence and detaining suspects is just beginning.
There are reasonable grounds to suspect that evidence pertaining to the said offences is with...
I don't understand this.
It's basically just a long-worded way of saying we have a drugs warrant to search this house for drugs and anything that...
Okay, get that, but why?
Well, the information, we can't go into like how we've got here, but we have information that's come to us that says there might be drugs in this address, so we're here. We're not going to wreck the house, we're going to search the house.
What is going on?
"80 miles southwest, PC Stephen Cooper's beat covers vast mountain ranges, giant sea lochs and picturesque villages. the challenges of policing this area are unique.
Every day is different, whether that's somebody that's lost on a mountain or somebody that's been involved in a road traffic collision or somebody that's having a mental health crisis.
Today, Stephen's responding to an urgent call. Police in Dundee, 100 miles away, are tracking a car on this road. They're worried about the welfare of the driver and have asked Stephen to intercept him.
Just trying to catch up with a high risk, or was described as a very high risk, missing person whose car's being tracked through the Glencoe area. It's an electric MG, and apparently the hire car company are able to track it, so he's heading westbound, so we're just going to try and catch up with it. So there. Control 32 Whiskey, vehicle trace Glencoe. Someone's reported concern for you, that's why I'm stopping the vehicle in this manner. Are you okay? Yeah, from 32 Whiskey, I'm just conversing with the guy just now, I'll get back to you.
Stephen tries to find out if anything's wrong, but the driver seems to be having difficulty communicating and writes down what he wants to say.
It's fine. Yeah, from 32 Whiskey acknowledged. Just trying to converse with the gentleman just now, but he's struggling to speak, so it's all through pen and paper. Okay, I understand that, but someone's reported significant concerns about your well-being, so we have a duty to make sure that you're assessed and something happens to help you with that. Okay, I get you're struggling, I do get that, but we need to make sure that you're okay, and I'm not saying you're lying to me, I can't just take your word for that.
My thoughts are just to try and keep the situation calm. Try and speak to him, try and figure out what's going on. He was writing that he was fine, didn't need any help, and couldn't understand why I was speaking to him.
I get you're stressed, just chill, okay? Okay, I understand that, I understand what you're saying. At this point, given what I've been told, I can detain you under the Mental Health Act, okay? I can do that. Mm-hmm. That makes your life more difficult, okay? Control 32 Whiskey, that's that vehicle making off. I'm gonna have to try and chase it. Yes, it's an electric vehicle and I couldn't get any keys off him.
Control can send backup, but they need to know the location, and currently, Stephen doesn't know where this pursuit will lead him.
It's an extremely dangerous situation. He's in a very fast accelerating car. He needs to be stopped, he needs to be brought to a safe stop and to prevent injury to him and other members of the public.
Northbound A2, just approaching Glencoe Village, just trying to gain ground on it now, but I've lost sight. Yeah, received. Once I catch up with it, I'll try and give commentary so you know where you're going.
After a couple of minutes, the driver pulls up at a petrol station and tries to escape on foot.
Yeah, from 32 Whiskey, vehicle stopped, male running. Male running, Claymore filling station, Glencoe. Stop there now! Stop! Stop where you are. Stay where you are. Calm down. Just relax. Relax, okay? No one wants to hurt you. We're just trying to help you, okay?
At this point I'm thinking, is he intending to try and complete suicide, potentially by jumping in front of a moving vehicle? My priority is safety of him and safety of the other members of the public. So I'm getting in between him and that road, and I'm stopping him from getting anywhere near anywhere he can do himself harm. That's my first thoughts.
Just chill. I've got no reason to handcuff you at the moment, okay? I don't want to do that. That's not what you need. Okay, just... I know, I understand that. Just relax. Just take a seat. Just take your seat and relax. Okay. Because of how you've just acted, I'm going to have to get you assessed. Yeah? Okay? You understand that? Yeah? Okay, that's what I'm going to tell you is what's going to happen. Right? I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to need to be assessed. Right? You've just driven away from me. You've tried to run away from me. There's serious concern about your well-being. I cannot leave you on your own. Right? Understand that. That's not going to happen. What is going to happen is I'm going to wait for a colleague to come.
I'm going to stop making my head hurt.
That's fine. Yeah, from 3 to Whiskey, the vehicle's secure. I'm just conversing with the gentleman now. I've told him he's going to need to be assessed. He's calming down and we're working on it, but I could do with someone here sooner rather than later.
While Stephen waits for backup, he needs to get the man somewhere safe and controllable. Luckily, he knows just the place.
That's the police station over there, okay? We'll take you in there and we'll just have a seat in the wee waiting room and we'll have a chill out, okay? We can get you a cup of tea, coffee, water, whatever you need. Okay? Yeah, it's in my pocket. Okay.
As they walk, Stephen chats to the man about how he needs to change the tyre of his police car.
I was just speaking to him and trying to calm the situation down. In this incident, I'm wearing a couple of different hats for different jobs. You're wearing your police hat for bringing him to a safe stop and getting him contained, but then you quickly put your social services hat on to try and bring him to a point where he's calmer and just able to get the help he needs.
Inside the station, the man can be kept comfortable until an ambulance arrives to take him to hospital for a mental health assessment.
It's hard work dealing with someone like that. It's just try to keep them right and try to deal with them properly and appropriately. But I've done it quite a bit now, so you get kind of used to it and you get used to what not to say and what to say and how to handle people. And it's just being compassionate and treating them like a human being, not try to tell them what to do.
With the man safe, Stephen can get his tyre changed.
Had that situation arisen in a city where there was backup sort of around the corner, potentially an officer would have been more than justified in rugby tackling that guy and taking him to the ground. Because my backup was potentially half an hour away, if I was to do that, I'm then going to have to fight with him for half an hour. And that's going to be dangerous for me, going to be dangerous for him. Right, cheers, Colin.
In Inverness, police have just raided 3 flats they believe are being used by a criminal gang to deal drugs.
I do not do drugs. I assure you there's nothing about the house.
One of the occupants is furiously protesting her innocence.
Duncan, you're always start searching upstairs. Spot on, yeah.
So now the officers need evidence that their intel was correct.
When we go through a door like this, obviously your adrenaline's up and things like that because you don't know what you're going to meet on the other side. Once we know what we're dealing with, we take a wee pause and then it's time to initiate the plan of searching and divide up the teams, and we'll be looking for any sort of signs of drug paraphernalia, any drugs themselves that would be related to this address that have been used in the local area. This is somewhere that we believe that the drugs are being distributed from.
We're quite competent in looking for things, but you have to think like someone who's selling drugs. Where am I hiding things? You know, where will the police not look?
Duncan's detained the occupant of the ground floor flat.
A little bag of herbal substance. It's on the dining table in the living room.
But so far, the search hasn't turned up any Class A drugs, and without stronger evidence, he'll have to let her go. He turns his attention to the outbuildings.
Do you have a shed key?
I was just saying there, I don't.
Which shed is it?
The dark brown one.
Also the third door up?
Yes.
Okay. The shed with the dark door is associated to this property. So the guys are going to force open to the door, and that's the shed with the dark door. See the third door from the left? That's her one.
Just check that through.
Oh, good effort. Bags of a white crystalline powder. Appears to be a set of digital scales in there as well.
What have we got in here?
Bags of white.
Oh, for flip's sake.
Yeah, there's some scales in other bags in there as well. It was just sat on the right hand side.
Oh, right.
I've not touched anything. They look like vacuum sealed bags as well.
Right, so I'll get some bags out.
Yeah.
Now we'll get all that seized.
Get them out and counted.
Yeah. It changes things a bit.
Yeah.
Still broken, but coke bag. Ironic, eh?
Yeah.
A pain. Aye, there's quite a bit of stuff in that shit. That's unbelievable.
It was literally just a bike seat.
Unbelievable.
Armed with this evidence, Duncan quickly makes a plan with his colleagues.
You free for a second, Richard? So when the guys have gone into her shed, and it's got bags of crack cocaine in it, scales. So we're going to have to take her to the station, get her searched, arrested on suspicion. Okay, Katie, so what we're going to do, we're going to take you to the police station, okay? For a further search.
In the upstairs flat, Ashley's team are taking stock of their own discoveries.
So this stuff all gets seized. I mean, I don't know if anyone can identify any of this stuff as being theirs. There's a bag containing benzocaine, which is like a common mixing agent used for cocaine and stuff. There's working set of scales from the same bedroom, and there is a bag containing white powder.
Confronted with this evidence, the woman's anger turns from the police to the teenagers in the flat.
What is going on? I am not impressed. There is more going on here and nobody's telling me what is going on. Nobody's telling me there is a bigger story here.
We'll get these.
No, I won't calm down!
To the west of Inverness, far out to sea, lie the Outer Hebrides, a chain of islands stretching for 130 miles along the edge of the Atlantic, capped at the north end by the largest island in Scotland, Lewis and Harris.
The Hebrides are some of the last wilderness that we have in the UK. We have phenomenal scenery, great walks, coastal routes, cliffs. We have amazing wildlife, red stags, birds of prey, and Atlantic salmon, one of the iconic animals of Scotland.
PC Fraser Edwards is Lewis's wildlife crime liaison officer, based in the island's capital, Stornoway. Today, he's meeting a local gamekeeper who says he spotted poachers illegally fishing for salmon.
He saw people pull up in a boat and tie a net from a buoy to the shoreline. He's videoed this incident and he wants to bring it in to show me, so I'm going to review it today and we'll see whether or not a crime has in fact taken place. Okay, so the men in it, talk me through it.
Shaved head, either late 50s, early 60s. I'd say maybe 5'10".
Build, stocky?
Stocky, yeah. With a grey hoodie jumper. It's a plastic boat. Just all green plastic Pioneer boat.
Okay, could you identify the three men if you were to see them again?
Yep.
Happy days. How do you know the boys were out there?
We've been watching these buoys because they show up as soon as the salmon season starts running.
Oh, okay.
These buoys go out. It's just trying to be at the right time, right place, and nail them.
The video appears to show two boats laying nets between the shore and floating buoys out at sea.
It's hard to tell off of that video, but how long's that net?
I'd say 100 feet.
Known as gill nets, they are designed to catch any fish swimming along the coast. Using them to catch Atlantic salmon is illegal.
It's indiscriminate. So when they're taking fish out of the water, they could be females carrying their eggs, and that's devastating for the population.
Yeah. Oh, there's a salmon there.
Happy days.
Yeah. You see that? Got it on video. Just what we needed.
The sporting estate Paddy works for has a financial interest in catching the poachers. It charges clients to fish for salmon legally with a rod and line while carefully managing the population. Because each salmon is caught and released multiple times, a single fish can be worth up to £8,000 to an estate.
This one's a distinctive enough net though. Blue floats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean if we spot that net we can take it. Then thank you very much. And once we ID these guys, we can get them charged, so that'll be a good one.
Really good.
All right, cheers. Cheers again.
Fraser's confident that a crime has been committed, but he doesn't know who's responsible. On the hunt for more clues, his next step is to head to the place the video was filmed. A small crofting village south of Stornoway.
Here we go again.
While salmon are valuable to the estates and to Lewis's economy, Fraser's just as concerned about the ecological impact of mass poaching.
People might think I'm only taking 15, 20, 30 fish over the course of a season, but if multiple people are taking those kind of numbers and they're taking them almost all at once, then that has a big effect on the population. Salmon are part of an ecological system that if they are to be removed from that, the whole system will suffer.
The UK's wild salmon are now at risk of extinction. But here on Lewis, not all islanders see poaching as a serious crime.
Most people will have happy childhood memories of going out with their grandfathers or great-grandfathers or fathers and setting nets for the salmon. And so, by a lot of people, it's not actually seen as doing anything wrong because they have these happy memories of it.
On an island with 700 miles of rugged coastline and thousands of small boats, Fraser will have his work cut out to catch the poachers. In Inverness, police have finished raiding 3 flats linked to a Liverpudlian county lines gang.
A county line is a mobile phone, and that will be based in usually a big city in England. The customer will contact the county line, and the members of the group here in Inverness will facilitate the sale of that drug.
Ashley's team discovered suspicious white powder in the flat occupied by a woman and some youngsters. Now that her anger has subsided, he explains what will happen next.
He's maybe reported for drug supply, but
What do you mean by that?
it has to get tested first.
No, I get that.
If that doesn't come back as anything, there's obviously no inquiry that will happen.
Yeah.
If that does come back as a controlled drug, there'll be an investigation taking place.
The white powder is an important find, but not yet enough to arrest anyone from this flat.
There's not, quantity-wise, not quite enough there for us to take them in and interview them just now. We probably need some more evidence, which is why we'll take things like mobile phones and other drug-related equipment. Everything will have to get tested back at the office.
The officers pack up the evidence and prepare to return to base. But as they are leaving, they recognise one of the occupants of the empty flat.
You got something on you? You're stinking of weed.
Yeah, I've got a half a joint.
He's known to work for the county lines gang.
You're going to be sharp on you now.
He has a knife in his pocket, so he's immediately arrested. But Ashley's under no illusions that today's operation will smash the gang for good.
Even though we may take out some drugs and the workers for the group, that county line, that phone number can still be used by the group. And then within a couple of days they can send more people up, and then they can just start again.
In the past year, drug supply offences have increased by nearly 40% in the Highlands, and there are believed to be 10 county lines gangs operating in Inverness. While Ashley continues to tackle them head-on with raids and arrests, some of his colleagues are trying a different approach.
So when I joined the police, I never ever saw myself going into a crime prevention role. But surely preventing people from becoming victims of crime is the sort of core fundamentals of policing.
PC Kevin Taylor specialises in preventing crime before it happens. He's on his way to another flat suspected of being used by a county lines gang, but unlike Ashley and Duncan, he's planning to knock.
It's not just a case of putting doors in and seizing drugs and then just leaving people. We understand that People are being exploited, and this gentleman in particular is being exploited.
Kevin believes the drug user he's about to meet is more victim than criminal.
He's an elderly male. A sad backstory, to be honest. He apparently didn't start taking drugs until he was in his 50s, and now, he finds himself being exploited by county lines groups. We're just going down to have a blather with him, make sure he's okay.
Targeting vulnerable people is a common county lines technique known as cuckooing.
The cuckoo bird will infiltrate another bird's nest and use it to lay eggs. And essentially that's what organised criminals do. They'll come into the Highlands, they will identify a vulnerable person, they'll exploit them, and they'll take over their address and use it as a base to deal drugs from. The door's badly damaged, it's not secure. So that's been damaged in the past, probably by the people that have been forcing their way into the address. So at the minute he's got a makeshift lock on the other side, and it's just really easy for people to come and go. Thanks for letting us come in and have a chat. We're still getting information through to us that people have been seen coming and going from the address, whether that's local drug users, whether that's organised criminals. Got another alarm here for you, a personal attack alarm for you to use when you're out and about.
I could do a taser.
Yeah.
This morning I was sleeping, and the next thing the blankets were pulled over me, and then whoever it was, he got frightened that there was somebody in the house, and he ran away.
It's concerning.
I would never, wouldn't know him. I wouldn't know him at all.
It's concerning for us to hear that, to be honest.
Well, I did phone the police when there was a fight in here, and somebody punched that wall behind you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to come back in a week or two to see if the door's fixed, because that door needs to be fixed as quickly as possible. It's been damaged for too long now. The information he gave us there that's something we didn't know about. The fact that he's lying in bed sleeping and somebody's walked in up to the bedroom, pulled the covers from him, and then got a fright when they saw him. So, did they think the house was going to be empty? I don't know. Okie doke. Well, good to see you again. Good to see you again. Take care. Cheers. This is something that when I was growing up didn't exist. It would be the local drug dealer that everybody probably knew. But nowadays we're seeing people coming into the area with different accents. They've got knives, machetes, they're using violence, threats of violence, assaults, serious assaults, and unfortunately, we've seen people getting killed because of this. He could become the victim of a serious assault, Worst case scenario, end up dead, and that's not what we want.
Over 90 miles away on Lewis, PC Fraser Edwards is hunting for 3 suspected salmon poachers who were caught on video.
There's a salmon there.
He's heading to the scene of the crime, a small village 5 miles south of the island's capital, Stornoway.
I grew up with a great interest in wildlife. My grandfather, he was very keen from a young age to get us interested in wildlife and lots of trips to Edinburgh Zoo. And it gave me an appreciation for animals that sometimes people don't have.
Fraser's concerned he may face opposition from islanders who believe salmon fishing shouldn't be against the law.
Once you get outside of Stornoway, you get into some of these little villages, you're talking 100, 200, 300 people, and they'll know each other, and they will look out for each other as communities do. I think if you can be a cop, you need a pretty thick skin.
Although the boats used by the poachers are identifiable in the video, finding them on this rugged coastline is no easy matter. Fraser investigates every inlet, and as he's driving past a small bay, something catches his eye.
That's one of the boats there.
It looks like the green boat in the video. Fraser wants to seize it as evidence, but to do so he'll need extra hands and another boat to tow it ashore. He calls Paddy, the gamekeeper who originally reported the poaching.
So what it is, I'm out in Ranish now and I've found the boat. I don't know if I'd be able to drag it without doing quite a bit of damage. If yourselves were able to come out on the rib and then take us in to a slip where we could get someone to come and recover it.
But the politics of salmon poaching are starting to create problems for Fraser. The sporting estate Paddy works for is unwilling to lend Fraser its boat for fear of upsetting locals.
I know, dude. Hey, we are where we are. That's fine. All right, thanks very much for all your help. Anyway, I really just don't want to lose any kind of... I don't want to lose these boats. If one of your boys is still okay to come down and we'll just pull this thing in and I can get photos of it and like, you know, serial number off the outboard motor, all that kind of stuff.
Although the estate won't help Fraser seize the boat, he eventually gets help to board it.
There we go. Okay, and then... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that one's fine.
Fraser's now certain that this is the green boat in the video.
Right, okay, cool.
But as he's examining it, he's interrupted by an unexpected arrival.
Hurry up. Can I help you?
Hi there, no, it's alright, we're just leaving.
That's my boat.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Can I explain it to you when I get off of this, is that alright?
You know I'm a fisherman, man.
That's okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'm out to be out in my boat.
Yeah, I get that. I'll have a word with you when I get off.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, I want a word too. This is out of order.
Thank you. Okay, alright, well, I'll have a wee chat with you when we're not standing on the edge of the rocks first.
You're allowed to just do this people's property. Oh.
I am in this instance, yes, sir. I'll explain it to you after, when we get outside, okay?
Well, I know what you can say.
Alright, okay, good. Alright, sir.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So what it is that, right, I caution you, you're not obliged to say anything, but
right.
You do say we'll be noting maybe using evidence. Do you understand?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
They are under caution.
Right.
Alright. What it is that I have reason to believe that that boat was used in a poaching incident.
Right, okay.
Poaching for salmon.
What proof is that? What proof do you have of that?
Okay, so I don't have to discuss what proof I have with you.
Right, okay.
But if at some point you are to be charged with the offence, then everything that I do have would be made available to you.
Right, okay.
Under the Fisher...
I know the rules, I know the law.
Good, okay, alright. I have reason to suspect that you've been poaching, okay? And so that's what has given me the right just now to be able to go into your boat and then to search it and to take...
And you didn't find anything in it?
Anything? No, I didn't find it.
No, you didn't, because I wasn't poaching.
Okay, alright.
And I'm a fisherman. It's my work here. This is what I'm doing.
Alright, sir.
And I'm meant to be out every day fishing.
Okay.
And I can't have this harassment. This is out of order for...
Sir?
Because I was out on the boat when some guys were out with an net. That's what happened, mate. I was there.
Alright, sir.
Right, I was talking to them.
Okay.
And they're obviously thinking that I'm poaching, because I was talking to the guys who had the net.
Alright. I think when you're dealing with people who are animated or excited or upset for what you're trying to show that you are somebody who is there doing a job and that they need to treat you with respect.
Well, I'm a fisherman. I'm trying to make my bloody living. And whatever, for some reason, whoever is saying that I'm poaching.
Stop swearing at me, alright?
I'm not swearing at you.
Okay, well I understand.
I'm swearing because I'm annoyed.
Right, okay, and what I'm saying is that I appreciate that you're annoyed, but I need you to be calm here, okay?
Yeah, right, that's easy for you to say.
See if you haven't done anything wrong, then fine, okay? But I have to investigate it, that's my job.
Alright, fair enough.
Alright?
Alright, fair enough.
Okay. So what he's said there, under caution, without being asked, I add, is that he was out there, he did see the gentleman that had the net, and that he pulled up and he was talking to them. However, the evidence that we've got suggests that he was actually laying a net himself and that he was sitting there waiting up with the other two men for an extended period of time. He certainly would have been a lot more upset if we just motored off on his boat, but there you go.
Before he can charge the fisherman, Fraser needs to corroborate the evidence in the video. Back at the station, he interviews a second gamekeeper who also witnessed the poaching.
We stopped in to really close and we were watching them. Right at the end when they were pulling it in, they got a salmon.
In the net?
Yeah, and they took the salmon away with them and the net.
Okay. It corroborates what was given to us in the statement and also matches what took place in the videos that we've seen as well. So it's good. We now have enough to charge the gentleman in the boat.
Hello?
Hello?
Fraser asked the suspect to come in for an interview.
In the station, yeah.
Yeah, just come straight to the station.
Okie doke. Where's your lawyer?
If you've got one you know that's willing to come with you, then by all means.
Fraser's now close to charging one of the suspected poachers, but the two fishermen in the other boat remain unidentified. In Inverness, Ashley and Duncan have returned from the drugs raid. Now, they need to start building a case against the County Lines gang.
0.5.
First, they have to confirm exactly what they have seized.
So the liquid has turned red, which would indicate to us a positive result for cannabis.
Duncan tests the white powder found in the shed.
So here we have what we suspect to be powder cocaine, which is more expensive than crack cocaine. It's in a vacuum sealed bag, which is quite interesting. It's not what we were expecting. So I'm going to test one sample.
If the powder is cocaine, it will turn the liquid blue.
Instant. Would indicate positive result for cocaine.
5-10 years ago, people would be solely using heroin. But over the past couple of years, the trend has been people are moving more towards crack cocaine, simply because it is more addictive.
What I've done is I've just weighed the items in the packaging, just for the gross weight. But I want to keep the packaging on because I don't want to touch it too much, because I'll go for DNA testing. At this point, that's what we can roughly gauge it as, about 30 grams of cocaine.
30 grams of powder cocaine has a street value of over £2,000.
Also in the Coca-Cola freezer bag was a big bundle of similar green clear bags, as we found the cocaine in. There was also a set of scales within the Coca-Cola bag. And now that we've tested the Coke, we can see that it is the real thing.
Meanwhile, Ashley sorts through the items seized from the upstairs flat.
So this is a pouch of what's called benzocaine. This is a really well-known cutting mixture. And what people do is we mix the cocaine and the benzocaine together, and that then helps dilute the cocaine and enables them to sell more and get more money. The other things from within the house, as you can see, we have a mobile phone, which interestingly, since we've returned to the station, has been reset remotely. There's been obviously something on that phone they don't want us to see. Working scales and an amount of cash. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of pounds there. All these things were all in the same room together. So, yeah, indicates to us that whoever this belongs to is supplying drugs from within that address. Really happy with the results. Even though, we've got maybe not as much as we would have hoped for, we're still able to use our tactics in order to disrupt and deter them as much as possible. If we can disrupt groups enough that they don't feel comfortable sitting in a house for more than a few hours, then that's a win for us, because they then have to think of a new way to continue what they're doing. You have 15, 16-year-old people addicted to heroin and crack cocaine in Inverness. The problem has to be addressed before that stage. We have to find a way of stopping it from reaching in places like Inverness. That's what we need to achieve. And until we do that, we will always have this problem. It's not going away.
On Lewis, Fraser Edwards' hunt for salmon poachers has entered its second day. He's heading back to the scene of the crime with a colleague, PC Callum MacDonald, and updating him on the investigation so far.
Yesterday afternoon, I called the owner of the green boat and asked him to come into the station for an interview. Initially, gave me a bunch of information that we knew to be false due to the witness accounts and the videos. When I put that to him, he then began to change his story. So I charged him with the poaching offence.
With one suspected poacher accounted for, Fraser still needs to find the men who were filmed laying the nets.
So the chap we're heading to see just now, what's his involvement in the poaching?
Last night I got an anonymous tip that the guy who owns the white boat lives at an address in Ranish. So we're going to head to that address now, and if he is there and he is indeed the owner of the boat, then I'd want to carry out a search of the boat, photograph the serial numbers, things like that, and then look to arrest him and take him in for an interview.
And what was his actual involvement? Was he casting the net?
In the footage there's two in this particular boat. I don't know which one is the owner, so I don't know which one we would be looking to see. This is very scant information.
So you could call it a fishing trip then?
When they reach the address, Fraser and Callum scour the bay for the second boat.
The one we're looking for is white with a red underbelly, and it's got a very painted dark brown interior. Looking out into here, have we got any wee boats moored up? No.
They don't look red.
No, that one's blue.
The white boat isn't here, so the cops decide to head to the area where the poaching was reported.
Jackets on!
Although they have footage from the gamekeeper, the police hope to find more clues at the scene of the crime. Latest figures show that in 2022-23, only 7 people were prosecuted for fish poaching. And if this case does make it to court, every scrap of evidence will count.
Wildlife crimes can get bogged down. A lot of the legislation is very old, and it can be difficult to explain the full circumstances of the case before a court. So we always try and put forward as much evidence as we can possibly get. Sorry?
We've got a bit of an audience now.
Yeah, I know.
But the coastline of Lewis is hilly and rocky and riven with inlets and bays. Finding the spot where the poachers tied up their nets will not be easy.
I struggle to see how poaching any fish is worth this.
Well, they're coming out in the boat, so see, he's not coming that far.
The coastline is dotted with ropes, evidence of a thriving poaching culture.
Poaching here has been like a family tradition. People in the community would, used to write their names for their address on the nets, and, they would phone each other if a neighbour's net had fish in it.
With no names and addresses on these ropes, they consult the poaching footage again.
If we look at, that's where we are, alright? So it is, it's like that outcrop there. Oh look, yeah, you can see the rope. So it's that boy, and it's to that rope that's over there. So that's the rope that we want to take. Okay? Right to follow my arse here.
You're doing a grand job.
Aha. Yeah, thanks, mate.
The rope is blue, with a distinctive green line matching the one seen in the footage. It's another vital clue.
I'm happy that we found the locus. All of this helps to paint the picture of what happened.
But their search isn't over yet.
There it is.
Fraser spots the final piece of the puzzle. The second boat, used by the suspected poachers. Fraser now has all the evidence he needs. But to close the investigation, he needs to confront the owner of the boat. As dusk falls, he approaches the suspected poacher's house.
Hello, sir. What it is the incident at Ranish Common Grazing.
I heard something.
There's video evidence of it, and we have the statements from people who saw you out there with the boat, putting out the net, taking the net back in. There was a salmon in the net when it was brought back in. So what I'll do just now is I will charge you with the offence, which is fish for or take salmon other than by rod and line or net and cobble, namely by gill net. Do you understand the charge, sir?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Have you anything that you'd like to say in reply?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well,
After 2 days of investigation, Fraser has managed to charge 2 of the 3 men. But if he is to protect the salmon, he needs to win over the rest of the island's community.
I think what's telling about this entire incident is that of the 2 men that we have charged, neither of them has any previous convictions or has previously been charged with any poaching. That probably tells its own story of how difficult it is to gather enough evidence to be able to charge poachers in an area like this, which is so vast with so little resources, and with a community that, for a large part, don't see poaching salmon as a bad thing.
This is a puncture repair kit with a wee note on it from the gentleman that ran away from us. After he got released from hospital, he came back to Fort William and picked up his car, and obviously on his way back he's decided to leave a wee present of a puncture repair kit for the car. I told him about the puncture on the car just to fill the gap, and he's remembered. On the front it says Highland Cop Stephen, and then PTO. To Stephen, for the Ranger, just in case, massive thank you. Albeit it's a bicycle tyre puncture repair kit, he's given us a puncture repair kit.
Next time, police uncover an extensive and suspicious collection of chemicals in a flat in Inverness.
I'll send you images of it just now, but I'm really not happy.
Wildlife police investigate an attack on a protected bird.
Exactly what we suspected. It's absolutely littered with shotgun pellet.
And Glencoe police launch a major search for 2 missing hill walkers.
They don't just clear the scene, they uncover the truth. The real investigations of the Crash Detectives on iPlayer now. From credit cards to student finance, a question time episode of the Martin Lewis podcast, Listen on Sounds. On the way here next, saving lives at sea in World War II.